Yo, what it do, Nose Gang? It's your boy 6ixnozy here, Bonnet Nosy here. Hey man, today I got for y'all True Truck Driver Horror Stories animated by Wansee Entertainment. Man, I haven't uploaded in a minute. I need something scary. Got me some Chick-fil-A. Pretty hungry. Uh, I would say I ain't get no bev, but got that beverage right here. Let's get into this video. This shit down.
So my mother told me this story years after it happened. My dad was a truck driver at the time he left the military in the early 70s. By the time my siblings and I were born, he only drove in our home state of Texas, and summers were extremely busy for him. This incident happened during the mid-80s on one of his extended trips across Texas. I believe he was driving south on 281. He was getting tired when he pulled his rig into the parking lot of a truck stop. He was making his way to the on-site convenience store when he noticed a young woman pacing back and forth in front of the shop.
What?
She looked to be in her early 20s, slim, very pretty, blonde, and wearing a tank top with cut-off shorts, normal attire for Texas summers. She was carrying what looked like a plate covered in aluminum foil, as if she was making her way home from a family barbecue. He finished his business in the store and headed back to his truck. As he got in, he was stunned to see that the blonde woman was now sitting in his passenger seat. He was utterly shocked. He had no clue who this woman was or how she got past his locked door. My dad was always very vigilant on the road and never left his truck unlocked. He demanded that she get out of his truck. He wasn't afraid at this point, but something felt off about this mysterious woman. She sat there and looked at him, with the covered plate on her lap, not saying a word. For a moment he wondered if he should just get out, walk over to the passenger side door, and just yank her out of the cab.
Ooh, shit.
But he decided against it. I'm still not sure why.
You drove?
The whole thing was beyond strange, so my dad, against his better judgment, turned his rig on and drives off, with the blonde woman still in his passenger seat. A few miles up the road, he attempts to make conversation. I guess he was trying to quell the extreme discomfort he felt. He asked her name, but again, the woman remained silent. As they continued down the highway, lustful thoughts began to creep into my dad's mind. I'm sure it had been a while since he had last seen my mother. Out there in the rural Texas roads, who would find out? Just this one time.
I'm not saying, like,
what could
as
happen,
soon as she gives consent,
right?
Yeah.
My dad puts his hand on her thigh, right above her knee.
Now you're tripping, bro.
As soon as he touched her, the blonde woman turned from a gorgeous young woman into some kind of hellish monster.
She breaking this nigga, bro?
Her face turned rugged, and her eyes were now black pits. Her teeth had turned into sharp fangs, with a long, unnatural-looking tongue.
Oh.
The demonic figure let out a guttural hiss.
Yo, you ruining my Chick-fil-A, bro. Get out my car.
From the plate she was still holding came the sounds of slimy movements, as if there was a pile of writhing worms beneath the foil. A putrid smell permeated the truck's cab, and my dad quickly turned his face from her and managed to bring his rig to a stop on the side of the road. As the truck came to a halt, my dad opened his door and jumped out of his truck. After taking a few moments to compose himself and allow his breathing to return to normal, he looked back at his truck. The demonic woman had vanished. He was now alone on the road.
This dude is in hell.
He started to pray, asking for God to rebuke the evil spirit.
Okay, I accept. Yes,
he eventually got back into his truck and drove off. The woman did not return. However, it was a while before the lingering stench dissipated. When my dad got home from that trip, he recounted everything to my mother. He had been so scared that my mother would not forgive him for his unfaithful indiscretion. He had seen a lot in his life, but nothing had ever frightened him like that before. He blamed himself for having impure thoughts, and perhaps that's why he attracted the evil spirit. I know many might say that people cheat on their partners all the time, and nothing like this happens to them.
It's not cool, bro.
I can't explain why. I only know what happened to my father on the dark, lonely
Why?
roads of
Why that? Why
Texas.
ain't gotta be caked up like that though?
When I was older, I brought up this experience to him and asked, "Dad, did that really happen to you?" He would never respond with words and just nodded.
Shit, put his ass straight. Yo, man, that's gonna be the end of this video. I will see y'all niggas tomorrow. Maybe if another video drop. Nosy on top, man. Chick-fil-A. See y'all niggas later.